sideways. What you mean rotate the device? That's not the way I want my thing. I'm ready. Uh, See, I'm trying to switch the camera so, like, me and you, Facebook was like this, Twitter and Instagram. So for some reason, this don't want to follow the thing, and it's causing me problems right now that I didn't expect. So bear with me for a minute. Guess we'll try. I'll put that there, or somebody gonna be booty out. Let me see. I got an idea. Please bear with me for a minute. This is an unexpected situation right now. Cause the last three videos, no problem. Set it up, boom, and be ready. All right, here we go. Back instead of have to work. Peace and greetings, peace and greetings. Welcome, welcome. Good day. Heavenly Father, we thank you for waking us up. We thank you for hot water, because somebody ain't got hot water today to wash their crevices. Um, that feels bad. Father, thank you for the toothpaste, because somebody ain't get a chance to brush that off their face. Father, thank you for the positive energy, because somebody's waking up upset for no reason. Father, we thank you for the rain and sun and everything, because without those we can't eat that nice healthy food. Smoke that good green. Keep our mind, because it's crazy down here. Father, for the most part, we ask for permission to speak to your children. We ask for your guidance. We ask for the collective universal logic. We ask for the ways to remember on how you created us to be a man, and how you created us to be a woman, and how to get along, and what was our purpose. So we ask that you will help us to lead us through that through your divine spirit. For you wrote in the prophet Joel, you pour your spirit on all flesh. Then you did what you wrote, what you spoke in the book of Acts, when you poured your spirit on the 12 upstairs, and they called them drunkards. So we ask that you would pour that exact same spirit, or the spirit that is in us, help us to reconnect with that, and we become one with you. By the power of the Holy Spirit, I come, but through probably for me nothing we say a lot. Peace. We love you guys. Let's get into this. Gotta ask for permission, man. You can't be out here running your jibber jabbers, thinking you can. You know what I mean? Talking about I did this and I did that. I. Can't do it. You can't do it. My mom asked me why you got all these canned phones. I said, because we don't have help doing giving it to the pop, sending this information to the people, and getting these books out to the ethers. Without further ado, Black Destiny. What is Black Destiny? The Black Destiny. Well, we're starting this book called the Colburn Bible. It is Kolbrin. Now, in this book, it's mainly consists of a guy or guys went across the world and thought, action, and deed, had certain access that the black people don't have access to, or the brown man don't have access to, or even the white man doesn't have no access to. Because brown, black, white, and red man are slaves to the oligarchy. They have a culture that has nothing to do with color, but with power and tyranny. So in this fact, damn, I lost my train of thought. Shit. Because it's freestyle. And so what's being given to me right now, the information is being given to me right now. I'm trying to get the pictures to be able to deliver it, because I don't have it prepared. Like I don't wait. See my tongue, fella. No, yes, fella. I don't wake up saying, "Hey, I'm gonna make a video for you guys and blah blah blah," and try to teach you. No, I get this every day. I get taught every day when I wake up. I don't know what I am going to do or what I want to think about when I wake up, nor when I go to sleep. I just stay in the Most High and say, "That your will be done," because I can't do nothing down here. Without you, Father Yah, I can't do nothing, literally. I mean, I literally can't do nothing. Think, eat, sleep, nothing. Without him, I can't. Because it'd be all useless. So in this book, right, okay, I got it. There's a collection of world cultures and world history where these people who had access to priests who they slaughtered, they had access to um, tribal knowledge that they slaughtered the elders. There was oracles and certain people that was like human libraries before the computer came. And if this, tell me if this makes sense or not. When the purpose of technology growing is because humanity is becoming, the black destiny is becoming darker and darker. Meaning this: man could remember everything. We're going to show this in scripture. This is what we're talking about, black destiny. When man was created, he was the ultimate memory bank. He was the ultimate computer. He was the ultimate processor. There was nothing that anything else could make better than the man. What you would call the black man. All right. And the black woman. Because you need the operating system. All right. So the black woman operating system, the black man the computer. So in this whole computation system, right, and this is what they call matrix and this digitechnology, the computer man um, in his computations, he wrote them down. Whether there was dots, pictures, we call hieroglyphs, or way of life, frequency, because they'll say numbers are in everything. And so these are different languages and everything. Now we have this vocabulary language, alphabets, alphabets. Now this book is a collection of all the history that's been taken from around the world, and from thousands of religions and hundreds of cultures. Because now in the United States, you only think of 4 cultures, religious cultures. Well, there's 6 religions, so that's just that culture. When there's thousands of cultures, thousands of languages, and thousands of ways to communicate. And numbers don't always look like the number 1. Someone just look like a dot or a squiggly line, or a fish could be just 1. So that's how someone communicate. So read this to you. I'm trying not to make this thing too long. Hopefully like half hour, if that. My other glasses, I just had them. Got them. Give you the beginning real quick. From the great womb had sprung the spirit of life. And it was rampant in the heavens. It gazed upon earth and saw her fairness, and it was filled with desire and came out of the heavenly spaces to possess her. It came not peacefully as a lover, but tempestuously as a ravager. Its breath howled along her corridors and raged among her mountain tops. But it did not discover the dwelling place of her spirit. She had withdrawn, as a woman withdraws before a force. For modesty must not be outraged in submission, yet she desired its embrace, for among all the radiant company she was honored. The sun saw her perplexity, and he wrestled with the spirit of life and overcame it. And when it was subdued and the primal struggle had ceased, it was delivered by the sun to his sister. It was chastened and quietened, and in silence it brooded over earth's waters, and she was stirred in response. Mud, eggs of life, potential were formed in swamps. At the meeting place of land and 2 waters, the sun gave quickening heat and life crawled forth upon the bosom of the earth. The land dust brought forth the male, and the dark water mist the female, and they united and multiplied. This is not talking about a human being. This is talking about the opposites in the physical matter, atomic life. So the first brought forth the second, and the second brought forth the third. Earth was no longer a virgin, and the spirit of life grew old and departed. Earth was left garbed in the matron's mantle of green herbage covered with face of the land. Now notice this language. Now this is a story of Egypt as well. But they take the story from Egypt out of context. They take it personal. They're personalizing it when it has nothing to do with man. Man is not even thought of. Egypt has nothing to do with this for real. It's telling you how to be a man and how to be a woman, not a male and a female. Hero type, black destiny. The waters brought forth fishes and creatures. See, male and female. Those are species. So if you're a black male or a black female, then you're saying that you're a species. And this is what happens. Well, let me finish the species part. So now the male and female, right? They united, multiplied, brought forth the second and the two, brought forth the third. That's that and the third, right? So now the waters brought forth the fish and creatures which moved about and twisted themselves and wiggled in the waters. The serpents and the beast of terrible, the serpents and the beast of terrible aspect which were of yore, and reptiles which creep and crawl. There were tall walking things and dragons and hideous form clothed with terror, whose great bones may still be seen. All right, so these male and female creatures are species. And so where the male and female were coming at, where I'm a black female, I'm a black male, and you say that's my dog and my bitch, you're so far from being a man, and a woman. You don't know how to be, you have no clue what a man woman is. You're too busy being a black male and a black female. And then you take this pride out with you and put, I am a perfect black male and female. Because the letter I is 9. There's no higher number than 9. So that means it's perfect, complete. So I, complete black male species. And I'm subject to treat you like a reptile, a Gentile, a devil. I'm subject to do anything to you and get paid for it. Book of Creation. I'll show it to you. It's an app too, but there's a book on PDF. All right, it's called the Book of Creations. And let's give you a little taste of it real quick. Anybody wants some more knowledge on these books, I'll share it with you. And you're going to see how it goes with the Bible, like we shared with you how to behold the pale horse goes with the Bible too, and how the Quran goes with those, and they're puzzles. All these books are puzzles. Please, brothers and sisters, if you're with somebody that just stick in just one book or one class of knowledge, you might want to be wary because they'll put a ceiling on themselves, and you'll never get no higher than that ceiling because you're only sticking with that particular boundary. A man and woman don't do that. Our boundary is our disconnection from our Creator. That's our only limitation, is being disconnected from our Creator. That's the only boundary. So let's keep it pushing. All right, so base was formed dry. Let's see what happened to it. Bird serpents, okay. Great bones to be seen. Then it came forth the womb of the earth and all the beasts on the field and forest, all creatures of creation having blood in their bodies, and it was complete. See, now that part was complete with all the beasts, the animals, the reptiles. So was it a man and the woman was not there? Male and female was there, the species, but man and woman was not there. Black destiny. That's why this is called Black Destiny. Well, where's the black man and black woman at? He wasn't on earth yet. There was dragons and other little creatures there, like monkeys. So there was some intelligence already on the planet that didn't need man and woman yet. I got to think very, very heavy on this. Now the birds in the skies and worms within the soil, the great land masses and high mountains, wide barren places having waters. The earth throbbed with energy of life. Okay, I got this covered up, my fault. Man, here we go. No, my fractal chat this way. Boom, that's better. So everything's covered with life. The earth has nothing but life. Now, here's the beautiful part. The metals lay hidden in her rocks, your diamonds and your gold that you take advantage of. Precious stones with the soil, gold, silver were scattered and secreted. There was copper for tools and forests of timber. There were swamps of reeds and stone for every purpose. Key word, purpose. All these things was here for a purpose. Let's find out what was the purpose. Heavenly Father. Everything was prepared. So there was a purpose. It was prepared not for male and female. Here's the beautiful part. Black destiny. It was not for male and female. Who was it for? Everything was ready, and now earth was awaiting the coming of man. At the bottom. The coming of man. So the woman is a man with the pre-programming of having a male and female in it. So when they became, from the one became what? Two. And the two made a third. We just read that. Let's go back. The spirit of life was rampant. Oh, where is it at? Where's it at? Get it for yourself. We read it. Tell you where to get it from. It's called the Colburn Bible. You get the app, or I'll send you a PDF inbox. I'll send you the book and PDF, or I'll show you how to get the app. Download the app on your phone or any of your devices. So now we have another source. All right, and it's in Egypt too, written a different way, explained a different way. But this is the universal logic of what a man is. And what a woman is and what a woman does. So now we have that formula. The male and the female. The left and the right. Things that come in pairs. That you have no right to say it was good and evil. Don't eat from that. I've already prepared a healthy duality. I've already prepared a healthy dualism. And I've already prepared a realistically dual reality. But if you just leave that alone and leave that up to me, you'll live. Because you'll be stressed out trying to be me or copy me. So what he did, male, female, done. Now the earth is ready for you. The earth is being prepared for you. Everything is prepared for you to come out of the darkness of creativity, love, compassion. But it's not a darkness as in what you know to be darkness. It's the darkness of ignorance, of not knowing the Creator's plan. That's the darkness. That's the womb. That's the wisdom. That darkness is wisdom. The plan, the Most High Himself, nobody knows that. So, because nothing knows the Most High's set plan prior to expressing it. That's the true ignorance of all things. So it's going to wait for the coming of man to express that. How we know? Boom. Let's go to here. Genesis. We ain't even. So we made these, start making these videos recently, bringing this Bible out and everything else. You notice we ain't even get past Genesis yet. We ain't get past Genesis chapter 4 yet. So imagine we covered everything in this book. How long it's going to be? Who would you learn? What would you figure out? Let's check it out. We're going to go to Adam, over Genesis. Boom. So now there's a picture that people copy. We know they got it from the Catholic Bible. Somebody come across the Catholic Bible and get the picture. And we have the words to describe and the archaeology that describes that in some of the writings. Some like ancient writings we got it from, I believe. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know if you can see that too well. It's the ancient writings. But it could be a copy. So don't quote me on that. Because people still do that. But we're talking about the message. So now we have this. The story of the nations. There was no field shrubs on the earth, no grass. But this saying, this is after it's made, so we're going to speed it up. We're going to get to the expulsion from Eden, chapter 3. Now the snake. Now hold up. Remember the serpent? We'll read this again. Hold up. It says, in the book of creations, there was life. Oh my goodness. I get my thing turned. It won't let me see. All right, here we go. Turn it back the way. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's get all the way back down to the bottom. We're talking about the snakes and the creatures. Virgin, spirit, grew. Force. Okay, all right. Fish. Energy. Beast, creatures, creation, heaven, blood. Okay, here we go. Reptiles. The waters brought forth fishes, creatures. Read from this. The water brought forth fishes and creatures which move about and twist themselves and wiggle in the waters. The serpents and the beasts of terrible aspect which of yore, and reptiles creep and crawl. There were walking things, and dragons in hideous form, clothed with terror, whose great bones. Let me say this again. There were tall walking, I'm sorry, not talking. There were tall walking things and dragons. Now, the tall and walking thing, snake. The tall and walking thing, dragon. The tall and walking thing, monkey. The tall and walking thing, Yosling. The tall and walking thing came to Eve. Now, I'm gonna find a story Lilith so we can connect this in and then go on and move on to the next part of the next video. So, now the tall and walking thing, snake, was the most cunning of all the wild animals that the Lord has made. Tall and walking thing, beast twirling, some type of intelligence was already here. Technically, they say this is my planet when they became like us. When the technology got better, this is our planet. You, man and woman, are foreigners on my planet. And we're going to make it hell for you. Just keep that in your, keep that somewhere back in your memory compartment. Excuse me. But for the most part, Black Destiny. So He asked the woman, did God really say you shall not eat from the tree in the garden? I missed the spot. How did they get kicked out of the garden, first of all? What happened? Here we go. Now, after we're back, I apologize for this one. The gold of that land is good. We read about the gold that the earth had hidden and secreted. We ain't going to the other stuff you're talking about, the river Tigris. We're going to Adam and Eve, what they did. The Lord God then took man and settled him in the garden. All right? And this, it said this. There were great land masses and high mountains, wide barren places, and having waters. Fertile greenness covered the land, and abundant life swarmed in the seas. For now, earth throbbed with energy of life. So God planted man on earth. We can say in Eden, maybe the earth itself was just Eden. Maybe that just was Eden. And it just so happened that when he put man on earth and this Eden, these rivers had already existed. Someone told me sure this. So coughing over something. So obviously these things are already here. Why? Because it says it's prepared. It says this. There were swamps and reeds for stone for every purpose. Everything was prepared. Everything was ready. And now earth awaited for man's arrival. This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 15. Here we go. We're on track. Thank you. The Lord God then took man, settled him in the garden. Everything was prepared. Everything was ready. And now earth awaited man. Okay, so Coleman Bible, we'll get the source. We go further with that too on other resources. Now, to cultivate and care for it. What is a man supposed to do? He settled you on the earth to cultivate and to care for it. Little children, and I say this very lightly, why is this earth in such a horrible condition and you want to be respected as a man or a woman? This whole earth is prepared for your coming. Instead of being the man from the land of the rising sun, the custodian of the whole earth, you want to be black and just twiddle with a little bit of gold and a little bit of diamonds, a little bit of paper, and this little stuff. When the whole earth was prepared for you. The whole earth was prepared for man. And some let that marinate, that hurts. That's very sad. Who's the crackhead for real? Literally, who ripped your left and your right hemisphere in pieces, in half? Who cracked your wig? Who split your shit back for real? I mean, they literally just peeled that thing back and scooped it out, skipped your brain out and threw it away and put something else in there. How we know? He says this, the Lord man took man, put him in the garden to what? To cultivate it and care for it. Yahweh gave the man this order. You are free to eat from any tree of the garden, any tree in life that's life-giving, except for the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is death. Earth came to came with life, She felt good to bring in life. Man came so he can enjoy life abundantly with the earth. Life. But the tree of good and evil, death. Black destiny. Death. That's the answer. That is the destiny of black history, black culture, and the black people. I didn't make this up. Because life is light. Life is springing forth something. And everything that's been put in black has not been springing forth anything. And like Cain, your land is cursed. The earth won't produce anything for you. Remember that? See, the earth has already, what do you say? The earth has already had metals in her rocks and precious stones within the soil. Gold and silver scattered and secreted. She had fertile greenness covered with land and abundant life swarmed the seas, for now the earth throbbed with energy of life. Where do you get black life matter? And y'all arguing, fighting for that as we speak. And y'all marketing that. Nowhere in the universal logic that black brings life. It brings the life of ignorance, if that's what you mean. And that means that same ignorance keep you in what? Darkness. Why? Because you would never get the light of the Most High's thoughts. That's the ultimate darkness, not being able to get a sample of any of the Most High's light or his knowledge. Because black do absorb knowledge but don't reflect it. And light reflects knowledge that it never absorbed. So it's not good to be black or a white man, but earth tone. Why? Because the earth has prepared life for us. I talked to somebody on the chat thing. Oh, what a black man is and the white man. We're like, man, get out of the black and white death zone. That's zombie talk, monkey talk, or they say lonely talk. But the earth tone says this: there were great land masses, high mountains, wide barren places, and heaving waters. Fertile greenness covered the land, abundant life swarm. Gold, silver, earth tone. There were swamps for reeds and stone for every purpose. Earth tone. Earth tone people have what? Purpose. Everything was what? Prepared. For who? The earth tone man. Why? Because it said this. The Lord then took man, earth tone, and settled him in the garden. He blended it in to cultivate and care for it. Now, from the tree you shall not eat, and when you eat from it you shall die. Now, here's the creation of the woman. Now, in the ancient writings, Adam and Lilith was created at the same time. Remember? Pairs. So she was the man aspect coming from the earth. She was the woman aspect of coming from the earth. And she went her way with the tall serpents and the beast and blah, blah, blah. We had a video on that. Check that out. Now we're going, and I told you about Eve is the first man from your flesh and the bone of the man. Not from the earth. There's two different types of women here on this planet. And there's two different types of man on this planet. They're called mankind and womankind. Or kind of a man or kind of a woman. But this womankind that came out of the man of the earth, she was made of flesh and bone. Not from the elements, not from the universe. She is a replica. She is like splitting the atom. Yeah. She's a split atom. So, this is why it says, she shall serve him, be his helpmate. What is a woman? He has a deep sleep. While he was asleep, he took out one of his ribs, closed it up, placed with the flesh. It's in the book of Gilgamesh and some other writings that was nothing new. And this wasn't the first time this happened. Don't quote me on that. Matter of fact, we reverse that. I'm speaking a little too fast. I'm getting some stories mixed up at that time. So forgive me, Father. This created man. When the Most High split the atom, meaning the rib, and made this woman, this kind of a woman, that was an atom woman, atomic woman. What is their job? What is their job? When we're going through the story about the argument where the snake made me do this, we're not getting to that. We're just trying to find out black destiny. What is a man and what is a woman? So we know man is to cultivate and take care of the earth. What did the Most High told us to do? What he told us to do? He said this, till the ground. What else? And they said intercourse, right? Had a baby. Came. Let's see. A little back. Somewhere it said to name the birds. He told him to name everything. I'm trying to find that part. Okay. Oh, we're almost there. Man became a living being. Raised the atom, great waters beyond. Purveyed the gold to the left. East. It's not good for man to live alone. It says, so the Lord formed out of the ground, wild animals, all the birds, we got that. Put him to sleep. But somewhere, he said for man to name everything. So on this one platform we was on with one of the brothers, we said in order for the Afro, the Afro-Asiatic, so-called black man and black woman, the atomic race from the man, not the atomic race, not the subatomic race, woman of Lilith, not that clan. That's the Beast Clan. Here's the picture. Lilith, the female, the subatomic, she went to the beasts, the reptiles, the tall walking things, the dragons, the hideous things of the planet. That's why they became hideous. And they had intellect because she, the female version of the subatomic, or the feminine, just the word feminine, not female, but the feminine. There's no sex here. The feminine aspect of the atomic atom that came out the earth, she went to the beasts of the field, the serpents and stuff, and she mixed with them. She didn't want to mix. She didn't want her subatomic particles and the atomic particles to create new atomic particles on the planet. She didn't want to do that. She said no. So she went her way. So now we split the atom into two. That's why when you pull the penis in, it was like a vagina. You pull the vagina out, it was like a penis. Why? Because you're still a man, woman. It's not the opposite direction. So now the womankind, or the atomic woman, she is a helpmate. She is part of our wisdom. She is part of our, what do you call that? What do you say? Man, I don't want man to be lonely. Why was man lonely? Because the subatomic left. So you're supposed to be a helpmate of compassion. Somebody to kick it with. Somebody to grow with. Somebody to fulfill our destiny with. That's why when a man's connected to the Most High, anything he don't need his woman, the woman needs to understand that he's busy with his Creator. And because you was created to help support him, and he is to support you in staying connected with that Creator, that's where we name everything. That's where we become that custodian. That's because we take care of the earth, we take care of each other, we take care of our families. That was the formula. That was the purpose of being a man and having a woman. That was the purpose. It said that. What are we doing? What happens? Well, when the woman, the flesh woman, got with the woman from the subatomic woman, and she showed her the beast mode, the twerking, the religion, the praising, and then the makeup. Because even in the book of Enoch, it told you. It says, yeah, they came down and taught you how to do what? Put the mask on, called mascara. And how to be masculine. Maybe it's Maybelline commercials. And then it goes back to this book on things that are not honorable, but emotional. When we read that to you in this book. So when the subatomic female or feminine energy got with the woman of the flesh, it was over. And what happens when women get together? Matter of fact, we'll try this. What happened to the so-called black woman when she started hanging out with the so-called white woman? And what happened to the so-called white woman when the so-called white woman started hanging with the so-called black woman? You don't know what's going on now. Because you got the so-called white woman with big-ass lips, bigger than their face, and you got these dark-ass so-called black women with blonde, green, blue, orange hair. You see the trade-off of a beast mode? But the man, the atomic, the one who's supposed to be the custodian, the watcher, the protector of the earth, and the woman, sits back. Now he wants to have sex with both women, meaning both mentalities. Now, you get this picture, this man, quote unquote, supposedly, is messing with this particular type of woman who has no respect for the Most High nature or him at all. And you got this one who's mentally and spiritually disconnected from him, trying to pay rent and bills, and I'm this and I'm that, and it's not going to happen. You can genderfy it all you want to, you can religify it all you want to, you can monetize it all you want to, you can justify it all you want to, you can spruce it up, pretty it up all you want to, you can deck it out all you want to, because what we found out in history, every idol that you decked out in gold was smashed by a new civilization, never to be remembered. And so whatever you decked in gold and diamonds, that shall be smashed and forgotten. And it'll be all for nothing. That sucks. I don't know about you, brothers. I'd rather be remembered as a man, as a root word, than anything before and after that. Smart man, nope. Man up, down, nope. Just man. That's what a man is. That's what a man's supposed to do. This is what a man and woman are created for. So the beautiful thing is, my little medicine there, do not smoke or use drugs if you are not chronically ill. Please, though, save your brain muscles and your lip hemisphere. Don't. You know what I mean? But what's the purpose of a man and woman? To take care of the earth. She has a lot of gifts for us. And she said it has a frequency and a vibration of life. So why serve the God of death when you have a mother of life and a God of life? Come on, fam. Man. How can you say that's my dog, that's my nigga, when a man has inherited the whole earth, the whole planet? Come on, man. The whole planet is ours, brothers. We're to nurture and take care of it. And we're from the earth. That should make it even more important. To our women, you are the wisdom. You are the fellow custodians of this place. How does the house defy you? How does something outside of you defy you? If you want to be a woman, it doesn't make sense. When you are the reason why the planet is like this. Let me reiterate this, and I express this very, very strongly. They call it arrogance and narcissism. Tell them, fuck you. You that black monkey shit you want somebody to keep piggybacking on. Fuck out of here. Get this to your mind, family. Everybody that's earth tone on the planet. Earth tone. The earth says, I have everything gifts that was prepared for man. And if you don't know what a nurturer is and how to take care of something, then take a seat. Take a seat, man. Relax. Let somebody show you how to nurture and care for something. You start with yourself. It's not that caring for yourself that the society would think like wash your booty and things that you should be. Not that. Is that what happens in another country? We should be caring about that. What happens in another part of the planet, we should care about that because it affects us all. because we come from the earth, the life of the earth. It started in the black womb. Then the earth mixed with the sun and the moon, and the sun brought his what? Sister, the moon. And the stars watched the earth as she got together and did her thing with the primordial waters. And when she found out that she was impregnated with the what? What's the word? LIFE. Living in fountain of energy. Life. Living in the fountains of energies. Life. And when she drank from the fountain of life or energies, she became impregnated with more life. Prepared for man to come. Love, living over various emotions. Yes, Father. If we have to relearn this thing, then relearn it. It's in the language. Change the language, man, woman. Change the language. Before we go, here's an example of changing language. For those who know anything about computers, when the first computers came out, it was called MS-DOS, right? MS-DOS. And with MS-DOS, what you would do, is you would have to do all this typing just to save something. And you had to go C save, A go to B, C cloud, / HT. You really had to have a brain. You really had to have your mental discipline to actually redo this programming stuff. C load, C save load, cloud, C back to B, go down the line, go from line 1 down to line 16. Let 16 grab from 15 and go down to line 122. Down through line 22, we got to go to one boundary code so they can come read out as one print. The most MS-DOS. That was the language. Now, you just do this. Click, 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 click. You don't have to save shit anymore. They changed the language. And now they're going to the moon. Or they say. They're making new cell phones. Who's doing that? Some type of man. You might call him white, Chinese, which is unfair, but he knows something that you don't. He's a man. He knows that this earth is prepared for him, too. Only thing different between himself and the original man, that it's in you to take care of the planet, not destroy it. And that's the difference between the mankind and the womankind. They're not connected with the Most High. They're a product from the earthly man and the earth woman. And so we have all these different clans and species of male and female going around. Now, I'm a female, but then I'm going to say I'm a woman at the same breath. You can't be a female and a woman at the same time. You can't be that. We just showed it to you. We got proof of that as well. You can't be a male and a female at the same time. I mean, a man and a male at the same time. You're either a man created from the earth or you are a species. And your man's penis does not determine whether he's a male or female. His penis determines that he's a man. He's to reproduce, cultivate, nurture, and be obedient to his creator. and be the head. Why? Because the Most High said what? Name everything. Name the birds, the fish. Name what you see, man. Name it. Give it a new name. When you think she's a bitch, say, no, what's up, Miss Awesome? When you think he's a no good nigga, say, what's up, Mr. Handsome? You see a motherfucker fucking up, say, what's up, bro? You cool? I don't know how to be a man. Because I got muscles. Because of my dark skin, because of my complexion, because of this now makes me a beautiful man. And then when I can't pay to pay your rent and do this and that, now I'm a no good nigga, huh? But on both sides, people who buy that, yeah, this is what I am, makes me a man. Oh, yeah, this is what makes me a woman. You both part of that black destiny. Absorb every motherfucker's hustle, but don't reflect your own. That's talking about imposterism. So it's by logic that the universe will make you black entertainment. Because what it says this, I gotta read this again, man, because this is hard. This is really hard. This is what it said. Well, let's check it out what it says. Metals lay hidden in her rocks, talking about the earth. Earth tone people, okay? Not black and white people, we're talking about earth tone people. Right? Metals lay laid in her rocks and precious stones. Y'all precious stones, y'all in God, y'all in the Most High's treasure box. You know what I mean? Some of us is in the treasure box. There was copper, the copper colored people, right? For tools and the forest of timber. There were swamps of reeds, Florida, stone for every purpose. Farmers and agriculture. Everything was prepared. Everything was ready, and now earth is waiting for the coming of man. It gets no better than that. It said copper, gold-colored people, metal-colored people, sand-colored people, cloud-colored people, water-colored people who are black, i.e. blue-black, water-colored people. There's a blue that is so black, you think it was black, but it's really blue. Some of you haven't even seen that. What's the next thing problem? Oh. So we get one more page out of this real quick. Just try it out. I know some of this is gonna make you upset because you're so used to this black man, black woman thing. And that car was good, and the wheels was wonderful while I was riding on it. Okay, let me see what we got. The flower of Atuma, May and Leah, 8. Let me see. Death of the Dodi, voice of God, spirit of God. All right, here we go. Book of Gleanings. We'll read this to y'all guys, and we're going to close this out. Listen to this very, very closely. The voice of Allah came out of the heaven. When you hear God, I say Allah. You hear Lord, I'm going to say Yah. All right? Because these are frequencies for myself. The voice of voice of Allah came out of the heavens, and to his servants even before the days of winters. But in these days it has come to the certain of his devoted ones who heard it within the caverns of visions. Okay? Afterward, each wrote it down according to his own hearing. And lo, when they came together, it was seen that each had recorded the same words. Thus the things which we heard by the three set down by them in writing, all being agreed alike, or things recorded forever. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video. I always said at the beginning of this video, there was certain groups, whatever, they got these visions things, they recorded them, wrote them down, then somehow the Spirit of the Most High came, brought them together, and they wrote it down. But somebody conquered and found these writings and took some pieces out called typology, and this is how we have to decipher the code to the Bibles and the rest of these books. I am the voice of Allah, who is the Allah of all men and ruler of their hearts. When we're talking about the heart, the man, the heart. Not his penis, not the heart. Not her vagina, but the heart. Right? He said, I am the voice of God, who is the God of all men and ruler of their hearts. Who sits on the throne of your heart? That'll be the question, if you're a man. If you're a man, the Most High Yah sits on the throne of your heart. And everything you do, that's just what it is. I have many aspects and come differently to all men. I am the God of many faces. To you, my servants, I give these words that may be carried to all men. Obey my commands, and I will be your God. I will enlighten and instruct you, guiding you along the way. I desire your love and loyalty and your adherence to my plans, but I do not desire your civility. All right? Now, for those that don't know what servility means, let's go ahead and get to that. What does servility mean?
Here's the definition of servility: an excessive willingness to serve or please others.
You hear that? To serve and please others. And that's what black destiny does. The black man and the black woman love to serve others and themselves. It's self-glorifying, it's self-vanity, it's vainglory, it's the super ego. And that was the best weapon that Satan and Liv could use against you. Was your own desire to be worshipped. So let's get back to the epilogue of this thing here. I don't want to drag it out too far. I don't know, another 2 hours there. So where we at? All right. Oh, the book closed. Voice of God. Where's that? What voice of God? Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. All right, servility. I'm not only your God, but your commander as well. And so I expect obedience and discipline as befits those who prepare for harsh and grim battles such as those which lie ahead. So even in the book of Gleanings, in the book of Colburn, he's telling you, look, there's a battle ahead for you. I am your commander. Obey me, be loyal to me, put me in your heart. Put me on the throne of your heart. So when I go up through your voice box or your Holy of Holies, I can be in your temple. And so when I'm in your temple and you open up the arc of your what? Pineal gland, right? Then you could begin to get that vibration thing. So when you say us do this, that doesn't mean we're doing this, that G5, no. We'll open up our arc and our vibration. You know, we're acknowledging that vibration. That's something you'll sprinkle for those that are still hanging around. But my desire is for love rather than futile sacrifices of burnt offerings, but it should not be a passive love, but one expressing service in my cause. A certain knowledge of right and wrong with free choice of the former is of great value in my sight than pointless ritualistic worship. I deserve no pleasure from the wasteful shedding of blood from bulls and lambs. I gain nothing from the fat of sheep and the flesh of goats. I am the creator of all. So what can man give that will increase my greatness? Men are misled if they believe that their sins can be purged by vain rituals. Only active goodness can obliterate the stain of sin. Let me repeat that again. Men are misled if they believe that their sins can be purged by vain rituals. Only active goodness can obliterate the stain of sin. Men approach me in fear. They come to me with servility. They beg forgiveness for their sins and request my help in worldly matters. To sing my praises is the excuse for coming into my places made sacred unto me. But they come waiting, wanting something, but it only reassurance. Be it only reassurance. With this attitude towards me, do you wonder that I remain mute before their pleas? Bring me no more vain offerings of flesh and blood, for such wakefulness of life is an offense to the God of life. So Earth experiences life, man gets life, but here's the God of the earth, life, man, and everything in it, around it, and on it. Ya Allah. Just this conversation makes for myself feel more. You know, family? So he says this: bring me no more vain offerings of flesh and blood. So why would I drink Jesus' blood and eat his body? For real? Let's get it. What benefit do I derive from all your feasts or festivals? Give me dedication and effort. This is all I ask. Above all, be true to yourselves, for I abhor the face of hypocrisy, the face now all too familiar when men approach me. He says, change your face. Take that mascara off. Take that makeup off when you approach me. Put some respect in my. You know what I mean? That's what he's saying. The face now all too familiar when men approach me. Men bring me meat, wine, fine flour, and wheaten cakes, thinking I can consume these, or that I have need of such sustenance. I would be far better served were theirs to be given to the widow and orphan, to the multitudinous poor whom suffer to exist in your midst. Poverty is man-made, and it is not sufficient for the wealthy to give alms to the poor. Those with power and position, with wealth, and plenty must strike at the roots of poverty. If they fail to do this, then the alms they give have no merit in my sight. Oh my stars. Your solemn assemblies, your tedious processions, your long faces, your melancholy expressions bring no gladness to my heart. This is God speaking, they say. Your burdensome ceremonials and your futile offerings of life and food benefit me in no way at all. Men themselves may derive benefit from these, but their hypocrisy when they proclaim they do this in my name is not hidden from me. That's heavy. And they gave that to Jesus. This is something way before any Jesus or any of that. You do this in my name? I ain't in that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And this is the message we were sharing with you, brothers. Black Destiny. I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. The reek of your incense smoke raises and disappears into the air, but it comes down to me, nor do I have need of it. Yet I will not deny you the pleasure of its fragrance, which can bring inner harmony and peace by soothing the spirits of men. Nor will I deny you your feast, if the fetters of wickedness be thereby loosened from your souls. But do not say they are undertaken for my benefit or glorification. Fasting and denial of body appetites may serve useful ends for men, but though you may deceive yourself regarding their intent, do not try to deceive me by misstating their purpose. I have no desire to repress the joy and exuberance welling up the hearts of men, for rather would I prefer that such humanizing emotions be cultivated. Therefore, prayer, if prayer serves its true purpose, which is to harmonize your spirit with mine, so communication become possible, keep your festivals and feasts if they serve their purpose, which is to inspire and refine your spirit. Do all that elevates your spirit and develops your souls. That is the true purpose of life. Let's say it again. What is a man? What is a woman? Do all that elevates your spirit and develops your souls. This is the true purpose of life. Do all that is good for you. Nothing wholly beneficial is denied you, but do not declare that In so doing, you confer a benefit upon me. I am God above and beyond all. We're gonna end that video with this. We love you. This is Kim Foles, OMAR, say in peace. Hope you learned something from this. If this make any sense, let me know. We'll make another video. This is what a man and the woman supposed to do. You are the inheritors of the whole planet. So anything that happens on this planet affects you. It dampens your spirit. It dampens your community. It dampens your unborn children. It dampens our future. And it erases our past. You say, well, how can we all do anything about it? Sincerity. What do you say? Sincere prayers. You ain't got to drink Jesus' blood and eat his body. But do something that's going to uplift your spirit. But if that's going to uplift your spirit to do something positive, to be a part of the solution, then by all means. But don't credit it to me. Like you said it. Like I'm reading it, and I can feel that. Don't credit it to me because you eating somebody's body and you drinking somebody's blood. Because you worshiping this and that. You're doing that on your own accord. But if lift with your spirits for a healthy direction, then okay. But don't put it accredited to me. That makes sense. Like, who would want to argue with that? The Most High is saying, a lot of you are not dead right now because I see it maybe, what did it say? You're in a sorrowful moment. It's making your soul feel a little better. I ain't going to bother you about it. Don't credit it to me. Thank God that he allowed me to get high or get this money or have sex with this girl or have all these children. No, don't credit it to me. Don't do that. But if it's going to lift your spirit up to begin doing something right and righteous and live my 10 commandments, then hey. But don't accredit it to me. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful moment. We thank you for a wonderful day. The video was supposed to be 20 minutes. I was thinking, like, all right, get this point across. But your spirit is the best spirit because when we ride with your spirit, we never run late. We never the wheels don't go flat. But we ask that you would let these permeate in our souls today. We ask that give us something to speak about that's different. About what a man is, what a woman is, what we're supposed to do according to the universal logic. Help us to become that, what we've read, what we've heard, what we felt. Help us to have a dialogue about it. Help us to chop it up. Help us to rearrange it. Help us to put it into a language that we can understand. I need their help. And I feel it. Sometimes I forget myself. Protect us as we go to and for our destinations. Father, we ask that you guide us. Protect us from ourselves and our enemies and things that we don't know. By the power of the Spirit that come, and to probably for me after we say thank you. And to you, brothers and sisters, who have been following us for the moment. Twitter, you brand new. On Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, peace and greetings. Take care of each other. We love you. And peace. We out. Finishing that one. I don't know how to close you out with this one. I don't get that. And we got what you felt. Love y'all. Peace. You always give me problems. YouTube, I don't know why.